Danganronpa.
Yeah. Okay, and good. No, wrong thing, wrong one. Everything good? Clean the door too. Okay, we're back with this. I have a drink. Would it? Extras. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is exactly where it's supposed to be. Oh god. Oh, the change to PS4 controls. Oh, the change to PS4 controls. Did I talk to everybody? Or was it just death? Just death. Also do movies. Instead, anything else to say? She was gone. Those injuries isn't that much blood.
Huh?
Dead, that means
What?
so far is real. Did you do anything else, Joe?
Let me out of here!
Oh no, someone save me, let me out. Somebody help.
What's
No.
your problem?
Just not accepting that. How do you target some of these people? That's your suction, open your mouth and talk. To me? Consciousness crash, restarting now. Please wait a minute.
What should I do?
Someone right in front of us say. Can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice to move forward.
Let me out of here!
Yeah, let me out. I like the reverse of the stupid let me in meme.
Huh?
It's really happening.
Don't fuck with me.
The piece of shit bear.
What the heck?
I think there's just no choice here. Figure out who did it. So we're all dead. Oh yeah, who's you?
Hey,
Chris out searching Chris I have this killer and we decide what to do about this killer. Uh-oh. That may have been the story progression. And so like guard duties, so the area. Destroy evidence, screwed.
Hey,
Try to think. You guys figure out who killed that chick. No, we can't just leave him there alone.
what?
Why not?
Stop talking.
You're the culprit. What's the first thing you would do? Volunteering for guard duty, you're in a position to destroy all the evidence you want.
So then,
And then I'll stay there on guard duty as well. It's no problem. Hello. Did you miss me saying, is this like the reverse of the let me in meme? When, what's his name? Clairvoyance guy. We're caught basements, 2 of them. With their stats, I'll be okay. Investigate, we're putting our faith in our
but
Feel pretty freaked out, but I'll try. Oh, good.
oh,
You finally
What the
noticed.
crap?
Good Montuma flower your seed. Very obvious and very unusual.
Huh?
Yeah. Take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makoto's dorm.
Ah! Eh?
Could it be once everyone's gazed over me? Yes, blame me. Just one night I treated her too hard because she was afraid.
What the heck?
That just tells the truth. I mean, he was telling the truth. When you say tell the truth, it's not my fault you don't believe the truth. Just there are no words. I think I did it.
So then,
Talking, we've making our investigation too. At this point, we split up. Was this another accidental story progression? Are people gonna leave? Killed Sayaka. You collect clues, form a foundation, collect. Yeah. Then construct an argument to come to a final decision. Get this wrong.
so
Let's everyone dies.
goodbye.
Goodbye. Yo.
Okay, so everyone's just
Hey,
walking
damn
away.
it.
I don't get to talk to them.
You're fucking dead.
We find them, skip the trial, give you your stuff myself.
So,
Not detectives or anything. Investigator. I mean, what choice do you have? We would do something like that.
anyway,
You don't have to do anything particular. We already know who killed Sayaka.
this is very suspicious.
Telling you it wasn't me.
Mm.
Any closer, you gonna kill me next?
So,
I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. And so at least just to check. One, two, I couldn't help investigate. Hey, why not? Not good with blood. Makes one glimpse and I black out.
Oh yeah?
So you've been standing here next to a body that's just leaking blood, and you supposedly black out when you see blood? I think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Let's better get going. Thank you for the follow, Dwayne2468. I had to look over at my other monitor for that. Hear me out. It's pointless, everyone had already left. Their parting looks at me still... Yeah. And their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does anyone really think I'm the killer? Turn out like this. Usually they got it all wrong. Maybe they have to suspect me. Do something, otherwise everyone will.
Execution is execution. Execution!
You know, I just realized, I should add something to my stream description. Where's my... I forgot about this. Yeah. Update that. Update that title real fast.
Electric chair. Zzz, zzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
I don't know. I suppose an easy way to check your connection, if you have access to the modem / router, you could try resetting that and seeing if that fixes it, because like, when it's reset, it should be better. Oh, I was hitting B. Oh, God, I missed whatever was said. Anyone who's suspicious is always lying. Doesn't matter that they're innocent, they're suspicious. Victim of Sayaka Mizono, time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. It was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen. There's also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. No choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. So I have to find out the truth. So we can all survive. And foresight. We have to find out how she was killed. The truth bullet, huh? Man, these controls feel weird with the controller. And yeah, I know these are the basic controls. She gonna help investigate, Chihiro? Can't leave Junko here. I feel sorry for her. I have to stay with her. And you're just freaking out in the corner? Oh, yeah, seriously, I died here.
Help me!
God, Buddha, Mother Earth, God of Space, King Neptune, help me. Who's the God of Space? I don't care who it is, just get me out of here. Hero doesn't seem prepared to do any kind of investigating right now. Okay. And same thing. Your phone's Wi-Fi was... Oh, so you were going to, like, the 4G network. That was your problem? Like, you were connecting to, like, the phones... Like, the phone providers anywhere internet instead of your Wi-Fi. Okay. Well, I'm glad that was fixed. That's my room where Sayaka's corpse still remains. Better examine the state of my room a little closer. Might reveal something new. Well... I see a lot of things out of place. The pad's still here, but nothing's relevant right now. Toolkit still inside the drawer. Don't see any evidence that's been used at all. Since again, it's mine. Let's open it. Can't imagine a situation where I'd need a toolkit.
Yo.
Yeah, seriously. Is it actually streaming at 1080p? Wanda.
What? What?
Because if it is, I might need to figure out how to get it to go to 60 FPS. Just for the heck of it. Although that might not help people with more, like, not as premium connections. I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this nicely. Not as expensive connections. That probably works. Because I could say that so wrong and sound so insulting. Clean mood for this to be built in furniture. Is yours either?
What?
Don't just mean nobody's busted theirs out yet, as far as I know. Talking about it yesterday.
By the way.
No guys have their toolkits yet. Because, like, why the hell would we? Toolkits been added to the truth section. Okay, bed. And bed like someone attacked it. That'll happen here. Roller. There's way less than there was before. Sayaka somehow dirty my somehow. Bleh. Did Sayaka see how dirty my room was and decide to clean it up a little? Doubtful. This is the rusted sword I brought back for self-defense. It was used in the attack somehow. Plus, I'm taken out of its sheath. Can actually look at the blade itself, so now it shouldn't be surprised it's coated in gold too. Top of that, the gold coating has come off part of the blade and the handle. Well, especially is missing a lot of its coating. 960 if you touch it just even a little bit. So someone was holding it. Okay, understood. There's a key on the ground, has my name on it. Must be my room key. Remember correctly? That's right, we'll have to trade keys. We switched rooms, we switched keys too. Sayaka would have had the key here. My room the entire time. If that's true, then how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Sayaka forgotten to lock the door? No, that seems impossible. Uh-oh. That's suspicious. Same goes for you, Saika. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? Saying that, there's no way she would have forgotten to lock it or opened it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere and someone else grabbed it or something. It's not possible either. It was in here when we switched rooms. How scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around. So she couldn't have dropped it. How did kill her? Switching rooms was added to the truth bullet section. Table? No, Sakura. Do you think I'm guilty?
Hey!
Try not to make assumptions, simply don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest come up the rest of you come up with, I will follow your lead. The sheep. Because what I brought back for self-defense, this unit was using the attack somehow. So I'm taking out. It's not just so it's just the sheath, but some scratches on the sheath. They must have been made with something sharp. Now the sheath gets scratched up in the first place. If someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. If you're gonna attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. A sheath like this will only get in the way. Just slide. It could just slide off in the middle of the fight. Why are there scratches on the sheath? Swordsman added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. What are my controls with the controller? Okay, Y is observation, B is exit. Left and right, left button. Okay. Move right goal, top, examine, aim. Handbook menu, okay, Y. Nope, transcript, okay. Okay, yeah. And, yep. Oh god, there's a lot. Scratches and gouges on my walls and bed. Evidence of a struggle. Looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. I was right in the other room. If only I'd heard something.
Wait.
Not but possible.
Huh.
Remember, all our rooms are completely soundproof. Something could happen in the room right next to you, and there's no way you could know.
Well.
Perhaps this was another of Monokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder. I mean, it could have also been so people could get up to some nighttime activities if they felt the need to trust each other. Oh, that's the door. There was something... there. What are they saying? Sword was on. No. Hey, you gotta be kidding me. The trash can's not a thing. What have I looked at? Got chief, got the key, got the gun. Hello, Era. We're looking at a beat-up room. Someone got to some really wild shit last night.
By the way,
No, it's not while I was on guard duty. Philip had already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body. Trash room right here in the dorms, right? Could have tossed some stuff in there. It's definitely possible.
you son of a bitch!
Dirty bastard.
Shit.
One who raises their hand to a woman is scum that deserves death. That's why
You're
what my
fucking
brother taught
dead.
me. So if I ever find some bitch did this, I'm gonna pound his face in. If it was a girl that did it,
Yo,
I'll get sorted out when time comes. And suddenly he's deflated. Yoko, I called her name while she was investigating the area. But
What are you doing? Isn't it obvious? No. Not really.
is it just me or does he sound like a 10-year-old?
I'm searching.
Searching?
I mean, I'm aware that this is probably a... Would it have been a female voice actor? It might have been a female voice actor for the Japanese version. Would it have been a female voice actor for the English version? But he sounds like a 10-year-old.
Did you lose a contact or something?
I know exactly what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. And later she stood up, said, "A clean freak?" I don't think so, but what? Let's around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, someone used like all the lint rollers. We noticed that.
Hey.
Something very unusual. Uh-oh. Well, that's not why. No. Unusual? What do you mean?
So...
Search your floor from one corner to another. You find one single strand of hair. Really?
Indeed.
Not one from the victim, not one from hair from you, even though you've been living in here. I noticed something while I was looking around before. Looked like the lint roller in my room had been used, but I've never touched it. Someone used it too?
I see.
Very interesting. Room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in here and scrubbed your room clean. Was it Sayaka? Or the killer?
Well?
That's the question, isn't it? Kodo's room cleanliness. Can I get into the bathroom here? Bathroom on the other side of the store. Bryce Poppenbrook. Well, they gotta do a really good job of doing a high voice. I don't know what else he's done. I've never heard of him. Kirito, Edward Elric. Okay. Well, that's kind of... I've never heard English Kirito. I've heard English Edward Elric, of course. That's it. That one sounded kind of like teen breakish too. Yeah, I never made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. She lost everything that made her, her. Sayaka. Once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, and the urge to burst into tears. I can't hesitate now. Why did Sayaka have to die? Uncover the truth. Have to find out what happened. Wanted to give up, wanted to collapse, but that thought held me up and supported me. Now this immediately catches my eye, and being someone who deals with trolls and calculators, this already is like, oh, have a very good idea of what this is supposed to be. Couldn't face what I saw. Told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw, but now it's no time to think like that. Pull up molecular file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object has been thrust into her stomach. It must have been the killing blow. They used to kill her, where'd they get it? It's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. There's also something sort of glittery there on her wrist too. Right there, where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. Definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me is some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. Palms of both her hands are totally spotless, so how come only her left finger? Sayaka's wrist been added. Stab wound in her stomach was killer, so when she broke her wrist, must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. Killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom. where they inflicted the deadly wound. Okay, what else can I look at here? Okay, so just this. Sayaka, to look past Sayaka to the wall behind her. There I saw... I mean, really? In blood were the numbers 11037. Sayaka do this? I mean, really? I can't investigate anything else, right? It's just her and... Yeah, okay. Hello, Tiani. We just finished investigating a corpse. It's like you found it, right, Makoto? Bloody numbers. Yeah, her dying message. If I could remember the controls! I've seen something written in blood before. No, aren't all cats? Really was her final message. So she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
You often talk like an aspiring poet? The number she wrote, what do you think they mean? 11037. I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
So...
She wrote numbers, maybe... The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. She wrote them in that location, while she was sitting the way we found her, and she must have wrote them by turning only her hand towards the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? Result?
Well?
Think about it. Yeah, it'd be mirrored.
Makoto.
Now tell me. Uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. No idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. It's upside down and it's mirrored. So I have no idea. I know I should talk to you. When it comes to numbers, you better ask in the ultimate programmer.
Makoto.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? I mean how it gets stuck?
What?
Gets stuck. Yeah, I guess I'm the only one, but the door doesn't quite fit the frame right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was locked. So in the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frames and added to the truth.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? Actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Doorknob?
That's right.
Didn't notice? I'll just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. And what Kyoko said, and shut the door. Doorknob. Oh, you really? The heck? Doorknob's practically about to fall off. Could you even shut the door like that?
It would seem...
Almost use the screwdriver or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was. Ah! I was sitting up. It's intentional. Why would someone want to do that?
So...
Because maybe they were trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. The bathroom door doesn't have a lock on it. I think the girls' bathrooms can lock, right? For a while, lost in thought. Apparently struck with sudden realization, she shot a question at me.
Just a second.
I have one more question for you. You mentioned earlier your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Oh, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. Had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she was really starting to get into all this.
I see.
That clears that up. What clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. Bye. Tease. As if forgetting I was ever even there, she suddenly turned and left the room. Doorknob has been added to the truthful section. Really understand any of this, but giving my room a good once over, maybe I should look around somewhere else. Start looking to where the murder weapon might have come from, and also should look into the DVD Sayaka got. Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what was in that video. On top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out too. I should see what everyone else thinks, if they'll even talk to me, that is. Well, I already heard about the trash room. What am I stuck on? Oh god, it sticks to thing. Oh no, the reticle stick. Can I fix that? Please. Please tell me I can fix that. No, that's map. I don't need the reticle sticking to things. This is going to mess me up. My room, but the nameplate says Sayaka's name on it. Sayaka's room, right? But the nameplate has my name on it. Didn't I just appear out of that door? Nameplates on my room and Sayaka's room were switched. All effort I put into switching rooms without anyone knowing was totally pointless. Why would anyone do that? Door nameplates have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. It's a very pink room. Okay, no, I can't let myself get pressed in. Here's the sewing kit and organ map. One thing in the trash can. DVD with Sayaka's name on it. I'm upset after seeing whatever it was on that video, or what you did see. Might not be directly related to the case, but it might be worth checking out anyway. Sorry, Sayaka, I need to borrow this DVD. As callous as it is, if I'm investigating someone's murder, I'm not apologizing for going through their things if it would help. Can I run? Oh, great. Oh, there we go. There's run. Be able to use this, see what's on the DVD. DVD Sayaka threw in the garbage. So then from the screen, put the DVD in the player. Push play and screen was dark for a few seconds, but then the image slowly appeared. It looked like some kind of concert. And standing on stage, front and center, was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. It was there along with the friends she said had been so important to her. Positively glowing in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. The vision started to blur and darken, and then that voice I'd come to despise so much began to float out the speakers.
Sayaka Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly the screen went dark. And in the next moment, saw something I could hardly believe. She had disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruins. That's in ruins? I had noticed even more than that. The figures of the other girls who had all simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
Look for the answer after graduation. Without warning, the video cut off. The hell? Wasn't real, right? Super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Is he trying to say he was able to get to them? If that really did happen, everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far? Well, that didn't help. So what do I have next? The trash room and the kitchen? I'm going the wrong way. God! Nope. Hello.
Listen to me!
No, second Makoto, I've uncovered something most unusual. Told everyone Storm had a nameplate on, show whose room it is, right?
You hear me?
Just so happens. Wait, no, you might be the killer yourself. Can't tell you anything. Everything I said. Forget Beam. Sorry, just a little joke. Even I do jokes sometimes. I mostly like these. I mostly like the controls. Except for the sticky freaking reticle. Ugh. Well, there you get a kitchen knife, but back here. Yeah, I see that right there. All kinds of kitchen knives here, big, small, but it's like one of them's missing. Missing from the very beginning, or let's see if anyone here knows more about it. Kitchen knife has been added to the truth bullet section. Okay. Well, if I need to ask people, there's one person standing right here. Did you notice one of the kitchen knives missing from the dining hall? That would be rude. That would be like a fun hard mode. Like, you need to find all this evidence, but you have a time limit. That's one of the kitchen knives missing from the dining hall. That would go with my, like, an idea I've had, because I know the basic premise of the game. You know, you're still a bunch of students, people kill each other, you have to figure out who it was. I've known that for a long time. I've had a suggestion that instead of a set story that people have said it is, there's an element of randomization, like who kills, who gets killed, and things like that. And maybe like who you spend time with could affect it. Like someone who would break and kill someone, if you spend time with them, they feel better, so someone else is picked. So it's like that would be a fun hard mode for that. So it's like you don't know who it is. You have to figure out the evidence, and you have a definite time limit. So the kitchen knife is missing from the dining hall.
Yeah, totally.
Weird, I thought it was kind of strange, a knife suddenly just disappearing like that. Wasn't missing from the beginning.
That's right.
Nope. Last I remember, they were all lined up in a nice, neat row. When did you notice one of them had disappeared?
Well...
I imagine that it would still be a kind of a preset path, where it's like, you can have these people, it would take a lot more work than one of these games. So it's like you have like these 3 people or these 4 people could die, and these 4 people could be the killer. And then like they have lines for each set. They're like who died and who killed. And then, like, they would just, for a lot of, like, the later stuff, unless they're specifically talking about a person doing some kind of thing related to their talent, it'd just be like, well, when this person did this, and it's just like a copy-paste insert of the voice actor saying this person's name or that person's name. Like, they could do it, and there would be some corners they could cut to make their life easier. Get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. When I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. Saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall. Yeah. In other words, you were right there in the dining hall when someone came and took it. You should be able to say for sure. Tell everyone I didn't come to the dining hall last night. Which proves I didn't take it. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? Of course not, I would never. You really think I murdered her? She was killed in your room, right? Have you ever heard of planting evidence? Throwing off suspicion? They're supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her. On the other hand, two people becoming good friends, then one killing the other is a classic drama setup. When you consider everything together. Honestly, I have no idea. Okay, so you know who could have come in here. Why can't you tell me this game? Okay. What am I sticking to? There's nothing I can lock onto. I felt that sticking.
Very strange.
So I have Sayaka in your room when she was killed. Could be because you were the culprit? No, wrong. Sayaka and I, we switched rooms last night. Didn't even try to hide suspicion on his face. What you say is the absolute truth. You're still responsible for her death, wouldn't you say? After all, she wouldn't have died if she hadn't switched rooms with you. Sayaka was killed just because I suggested we switch rooms. She's dead because of me. Then it should have been me that died? All I can say right now is that's a possibility. It's really true, then Oh god, I hate this! I hate this hall!
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. Monokuma file says Sayaka was killed in your room. Just can't stop thinking about it. Could be the nameplate? Yeah, I've already noticed that. Thank you. Very strange. Mr. Naegi, what was Miss Mizono doing in your... Oh, you know. Hello, Tanner. Let me just say this. Absolutely will not allow you to dispose of any evidence in the trash room. You really think I'm guilty? God. Yeah. Can I use mouse and gamepad, please? The sturdy gate here, no way to get past it.
Monokuma appears!
It's the end of the line. Trash room is where all the trash in the school eventually winds up. I get Skato.
No, you can't go any further!
No entry beyond this point. Only the person on cleaning duty is allowed. Metroid Fusion quote, no entry without authorization. Repeat. Cleaning duty.
No, you can't go any further!
Person left. Cleaning duty. Cleaning duty.
You can't go any further!
Stay able to be faster, just go around and ask the others.
No, you can't go any further!
Cleaning duty has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. What's this? Ash on the floor. At least he only says it 3 times. The Metroid Fusion no entry without authorization just goes forever. No, a coin. Is that my first coin? Hold up, what's that door? Okay, well, I seem to recall, the ball over here. Hifumi. The ball of fun. Whoever's on cleaning duty. Cleaning duty? Matter of fact, that's me. Why do you ask? So happens Monokuma talked to me yesterday and asked me to take care of it. That's when on cleaning duty, the school would be flooded with trash in no time. So I formally applied for the position. Gonna start this morning, but after what happened, I hadn't had a chance to get started. Since you're on cleaning duty, you can open the gate in front of the trash room.
Here we go!
Of course. My job to gather up all the garbage and toss it in the trash room. To do that, they gave me the key for the trash room gate. Supposed to rotate once a week, so eventually you'll be in charge.
Very strange.
Hey, hold on. You need a key to get in the trash room? Only the person on cleaning duty has access to the key? What's the point of going to all that trouble? Not just leave the trash room open all the time so we can throw things out whenever we want. Does that be too easy? Does seem more convenient,
So in other words,
actually. When it kills a fellow student, will become blackened and becomes blackened will graduate unless they are discovered.
so that's it.
Must be why. Anyone could go in and out of the trash room whenever they wanted. Destroying evidence would be easy. The thrill would disappear and things would become boring. Boring.
Hey, listen!
Anyway, more important than that.
Hey, you bastard!
Hey, why'd you want the cleaning duty gig anyway?
Oh,
Just decided to volunteer for something I knew no one else would want to do. What's the big deal?
You...
Liar, I know why you did it.
Is it, like...
You want to dig through all the girls' trash, looking for, you know, then poking around at it.
there's no way to think about this in a common sense kind of way.
What are you talking about? All my love is for 2D.
You know what I mean.
Still all kind of trash diggers like that. Maybe we'll get tired of 2D and turn to...
Completely unforgivable!
Never get tired of 2D. Spending a significant amount of time comparing 2D to 3D, I voluntarily choose 2D. Aren't humans technically 4D? Only thing 3D is good for is to shower love and affection on 2D. Oh, and PVC figures.
Give me a break.
Are you not totally embarrassed to say stuff like that? So worried about Fumi's questionable morality, there's a very easy solution. Whenever a guy is cleaning 2D, Sakura can accompany them, from picking up the trash to disposing of it.
What?
You're as innocent as you claim, what's the harm in it? It's not how it's supposed to. Anyway, on another topic, Fumi, since you were on cleaning duty, I have a favor to ask you. What, so now you suddenly want to join my party? Sorry, but you haven't triggered that flag yet. No, I don't want to join your party, I want you to join my party. There's a difference. I mean, you haven't helped me recover from a past trauma, or save the village, or beat a boss. No, nothing like that. It's just hoping to get into the trash room and look around.
You got it!
Oh, okay. Me and I headed down to the trash room. Need to open the gate, wouldn't you? And when I look at it, it makes me think. Said he killed his wife. Learned how to by how to get by on the inside, but he never stopped dreaming. Get busy living or get busy dying, he said. So him and Rita, they found themselves a way out. Whatever, please just hurry up. Okay, leave it to me. Flip switch. Use the flip switch next to the gate, and then...
Mr. Naegi!
However, Mr. Naegi,
Without a doubt.
surely you aren't planning to use the trash room to destroy evidence, are you? You fiend, you planned this all along. Yes, we're going to... The first thing I need to do is stuff you into the trash compactor so that there's no witnesses. Just wanted to see if the actual killer had tried to destroy any evidence or not. The actual killer is you, isn't it? Let's see if you left anything behind. Maybe a parallel world? Alright, let's hurry up and get looking. Well, I see this. Something on the ground in front of the incinerator. Burnt piece of something. Burnt piece, like a hunk of burning love. Anyway, this looks like a piece of cloth, and the shape, part of a sleeve from a button-up shirt. Now that I look at it, it's definitely blood on the cuff, which means it's all that's left of some of the evidence the killer destroyed. There are lots of people here with white button-up shirts. This isn't enough by itself to figure out who the killer is. Burnt shirt piece has been added to the truth bullet section. Is it sad that I've already figured out who it is, and I know I'm going to be here for another hour or so having to prove it, at least? Shards of broken glass scattered around in front of the incinerator. It's like it used to be some kind of glass ball, just about big enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Is this perhaps...
Is that... You know what this is?
Mm-hmm.
They say if you collect all 7, a dragon will appear and grant you a single wish. Hey, cool. I want one of those. Kind of thing you might see on any big city corner. Gaze into it, and it will show you a glimpse of the future. They want to make it easy so that people will come back for more. It's like that Mina girl who was on that quest to find that one guy. I know what you're trying to say, but who did this particular ball belong to? Only one person it could be. Should all still be in the gym. I better go find out for sure. Shattered crystal ball has been added to the truce bullets. Green button and a yellow button. There's no doubt they're related to the big mechanism. So the incinerator is way in the back part of the trash room. It's a good 30 feet from here to the gate. It's on right now.
Mm-hmm.
See the green and yellow buttons next to the mouth in the incinerator?
Yes, indeed.
Very simple setup. Just press the green to get going, and press yellow to turn it off. Sooner or later, you'll be on cleaning duty, so make sure you learn all this before you leave, okay? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here.
Was it a fairy?
I'm not saying anything for people who know my Discord history. I mean, do you realize what you just said?
Huh?
Not the fairy. Now you said the last time you were here, the incinerator was off. Yes, about that, there can be no mistake. If I've got one thing going for me, it's my memory.
I feel as if...
Yesterday, as soon as I was appointed, I came down to check the place out. Definitely wasn't on then. I haven't been back to the trash room since then. And since I'm the only one who has a key to open the gate,
Most suspicious.
it should be impossible for the incinerator to be on, and yet... That means someone was able to switch on the incinerator without opening the gate. How is that possible? By throwing that crystal ball on the floor. Ugh. Whole thing is quite strange indeed. While I was here last, the incinerator's off, and those glass shards and burnt clothes weren't.
Completely unforgivable!
What does it all mean, Mr. Naegi? Will you be confessing soon? Blame me.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
Everyone already knows you did it. All the mysteries are being solved one by one. Sounds like he's living out one of his comic book fantasies. Do you like to pretend to be Detective Conan, Hifumi? Is that what you like to do? No, I'm not judging. Okay, should be in the gym, you say. Oh, right, no, the gym is like all the way on the other side of the hall. Oh, right, I forgot about you. Hey, Hero, can I ask you something? Gotta get out of here, gotta get out. Enough, gotta break free. Hero, snap out of it. Slap him. Slap him. Goto, what are you doing here? What? Does this look familiar? It's my crystal ball. It's all smashed. What the hell?
What the heck?
You only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So how did it break?
What?
It was actually just made of glass and not crystal, and that guy totally duped me. Said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. Said whoever controlled the crystal ball controlled the world. Well, that's serious gullible BS. How much did you pay for this thing? Let's put that aside for now. You can say without a doubt that this belonged to you.
Um...
Yeah, that's mine for sure. Probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. Left it in the laundry room? Means anyone could have found it and taken it. Share crystal balls been updated in the truth bullet section. Thanks, Hero. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Everything I saved up from fortune telling for 2 full years. Came out to be like $1 million. Million. That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world. It's just too stupid. Can't even feel bad for him. I was gonna say he fell for the DeviantArt scam. You know, the note like, hey, you won a gift card. Give us your credit card number and we'll send it to you.
So, I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started, hmm? It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. That's where I have to go. You mean I have to walk all the way back across the... Okay, well, thank you. That's some nice music. Nice ambiance.
Yo!
You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. How did the other two get here before me? Bet you were afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
It's not to the conclusion just yet. Save that for the class trial. Then we can reveal all the details of Makoto's crime. I really are convinced I did it, but... didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then who is the killer? One who murdered Sayaka? Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Oh, right. I forgot. Eh.
What?
Whoever stuck us in here even took time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh?
Impossible.
Damn, we really gotta go through with this class trial thing, huh?
You know?
Well, I confess, I guess now it's time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it.
Hey,
There's no point in standing around here. Sell your resolve and step into the future. You know, I don't actually answer this, but did they ever, like, be suspicious of someone and hold them down and force them to confess? And then have to get that thrown out because they just forced them to confess so they wouldn't get beat up?
Got it!
I haven't decided 100% that you're the culprit just yet. Anyway, you're obviously leaning that way. Kyoko, let's get started. Now.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, in the end I wasn't able to do any looking around or anything. That's really how Sayaka would want us to find out who killed her. I mean, I'm sure she'd rather be here alive.
What the heck?
Can't help but wonder whoever killed Sayaka is feeling right now. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? Yes, I found a lot of things, thank you. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her. Very impressive.
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. The school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Naeki's final curtain call. Well then, time has come. Yeah, the time has finally come. Are you ready? Ugh. I have no choice. Get on this elevator.
Yes, indeed.
Let's begin.
Hey,
Scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
Said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. You don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. You need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. Didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. Sayaka's honor is where I'll find out who the real killer is. I raised my voice to try and give myself courage. I turned, trembling with anticipation, towards the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed, and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with a heavy clunking sound towards the school's basement. Wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when this time finally comes.
Oh!
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting on to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? Like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yoo-hoo!
Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. Why are there 3 holes? Seats were arranged in a giant circle, set up so that everyone could see everyone else. It also meant that it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their attention and unease onto anyone else. Actually, there's a... So, because there's those 2 holes right there. Sayaka's right next to Makoto and Chico, and then there's the one directly below us. Below the camera. Air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. So the curtain on our first case opened. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. They do this every time, a deadly class trial. Yes. They have skills? Use damage to opponent when the statement is destroyed, attack during bullet time. Okay, I don't need that.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Well, now he doesn't sound like a 10-year-old.
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Shut up.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the
everyone's
case
standing.
summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Now to begin, the debate on who we think the killer is. Anything I find out, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't about me, everyone's lives are on the line. First, non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely! As things progress during each class trial, you'll engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. This means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say, so we shoot them. Any relevant truth bullet you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. It's left stick to aim, and then fire with the Y button. I don't remember which one's Y and X half the time. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so please be careful. Press the start button during these arguments. You can review the controls. Good luck and have fun. How do I switch bullets? Okay, never mind.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong. Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Well, I'm not even using an Xbox controller. I'm using a PS4 controller. You know, what was initially the controls, because this game came out on Vita. But because it's on Steam, they're like, okay, here's the Xbox controls.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Yeah, Moxie.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
In turn, what was used to kill Sayaka?
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
I hit A.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Yes, there are cats here. My bed is next to my desk because, like, I don't have like room for an office. So I have one cat. Well, I suppose my desk is like at the foot of my bed. I have one cat asleep where I normally sleep because this is a king-size bed because I don't have a king-size bed. And then there's the other cat who is currently sitting within reach of being petted and looking at me like, what are you doing? They're looking at me like I'm doing something strange and abnormal.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sorta see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Sorta?
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime.
What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not gonna change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Right, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. But I know damn well I'm not the killer. A bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes! How do I change the bullets? Concentrate by holding down the right button. When you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if the gauge empties, you can't concentrate. Focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. So good luck and have fun. GLHF.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret when nobody was in the dining hall.
I'm messing with this.
And then he went and stabbed Sayaka.
Wow, that takes so much
So
freaking
really
focus.
Yes, and it's been decided. We've reached the end.
You instantly cut it in half.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret when nobody...
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night. All the knives were still there. Finished my tea, went back to the kitchen, washed my glass. One of the knives was gone. Saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
No.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, hey, you know who came in here. Why can't you tell me?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Like... The person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Oh! I wonder.
Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No, you're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
They'll do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Do you understand? If you convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
First, Hangman's Gambit is about to take place. Would you like to hear more? Yes! As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. We'll have to deduce some phrase from the letters already there. I don't know that they have that kind of technology available to them. Letters flying around, letters already know. I mean, it is a school. These are high school students. For all that, like, half of them don't look like it. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Stick to aim and then Y to shoot the desired letters. Shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Good luck and have fun. Meaning it should have been at the scene, but wasn't. Must be crucial. Let's figure out what that something is. Oh, really? There's the A.
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
And that smile looks nervous over there.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true!
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yeah, the doorknob. No.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Wondering at... Let's didn't notice it first, but is that the key point here? It's a bit more to learn about non-stop games. Would you like to hear more? Yes! Here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. No matter how many weak spots... No matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use truthful on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to repeat what they said, but you'll lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. GLHF. Can I still limit? Yeah.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Yeah, I already know it's this one.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
I want to see what all it says.
Finish the job. They stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
They're fast forward. It's not because the door was locked. And there's a different reason entirely. Yeah, I know.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked and she then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran out and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had it because Sayaka had locked it. No, that's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Everyone's convinced the bathroom door is locked, and no, the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail at the scene of the crime is didn't know was...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms. Which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
I mean, you could sit there and go break the door down and act like, well, I would have known, so obviously I couldn't have done this.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
She asked me to do something in particular because I was frightened she was. The answer's right there. And Sayaka... There's only Sayaka when it lets one in. I mean, it's gotta be this, right? Because she's frightened.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Something I want to talk to you about. Just two of us. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
It's also half cursive. I see those cursive letters in there.
But why? Why would she write that?
All that cursive is becoming a dead
The
writing
note was
means.
likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Oh boy. Dorm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
You know what Byron says? Sayaka, the reason for that has to be because what got switched between mine and Sayaka's room.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
Yes.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note,
they would not have any...
It certainly would seem that way.
Sayaka and Makoto, but in the note, it specifically says... I see. Then they would have gone...
Exactly. The room that...
No, that's wrong! The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
The only person who could have switched the nameplates, the only person who knew he had switched.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
You might know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. The glitter? Do I click the wrist or do I click the glitter?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? What led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Sure. Getting used to the non-stop debates. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. Just like with the weak spots, only one of these bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spot to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. Press the L button, LB, to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the button to cycle through each bullet, or you can hold down LB and use the left stick to select a specific bullet. The logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be in the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. That's mean?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
Yeah, this one.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed, and that's when the first blow.
Sword-based sneak attack.
Yep.
No, that's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Huh? Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I'm about to get a perverted reaction to that statement, aren't I? No, I didn't. How many volumes do you have to touch?
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all. I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Ew.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I mean, at least he has an excuse that he maybe won't fit in that shower. I can't say for certain.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheets with the kitchen knife was...
And his kitchen knife would have been the one without the sword.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand?
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Very much.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation.
And The main character also promised to do whatever he could to help her get out.
A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery.
Excuse me? What are you? You seem to have all the answers. Why do I need to figure it all out?
If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Guess they have committed to find out who killed her, but what can I do? As far as clues go, there's nothing left. Dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
Sayaka's message on the wall.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong. There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037, written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
No question, Sayaka wrote the message. You can prove it with her left index
I got
finger.
it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
So I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just Go. You already know the answer. Go. Don't make me work.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Nick is dying. That message reveals the killer's name. Turn the message 180 degrees. Should become crystal clear.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Actually, depending on how you think about it, you could... It would be hard, but you could write normally. Like that. It'd be irritating.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
Evidence Leon tried to get rid of. This thing I found on the ground from the incinerator, right? Could you just let me hit A?
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
Well, yeah, but like they were saying, just try it, as in like try it like as sitting in her position, not try it as you're dying. I'm not blaming like that. I'm just saying like if you were sitting and trying to write behind you with like some paint on your ink on your finger or something, if you think about it, you could definitely write normally.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yes, you know. You're just making me
think
work,
so.
you lazy piece of garbage. Hurt remains with a button-up shirt. Killer wasn't able to get rid of it. Something about it we need to pay attention to it, or how it was disposed of?
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
That's wrong. Well, there's no way to use the incinerator without being one on cleaning duty. That's exactly what proves Leon is the real killer. Shattered crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
Turn the incinerator on and using something like that.
The key to the track, whoever was on clip.
So the only one, the person.
And
You'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, she needs to get into everyone else, but why am I the one doing the work?
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
I mean, it's like she knows it all. She could just point out, okay, here's this, okay, and then they ask questions. Here's the, exactly what I'm
But
doing.
if you can't
but
get
without
past the gate,
without
you couldn't
me doing the
possibly
work.
turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
Oh, okay, your argument fails a little bit there because they assumed that he was the killer right at the start. So they would trust him the least.
But how would you use it?
Brass ball, throw it!
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate.
If they didn't assume that he was the person who did it right at the start, your argument would be valid. But that kind of kills it. Because, like, you would not trust the person you are most suspicious of.
All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Yeah, but why am I doing it all now? I understand, defending yourself. But why am I the one doing all of it now? Turn the incinerator on. Very strange. Quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate.
Like, I just have to poke holes in things. Poke the logic-shaped holes.
Once they got in the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire.
Real
If the killer
truth bullets?
had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
What would I use real truth bullets for? Shoot people and make them tell the truth? It's like, I get what you're saying. I get what you're referring to. Eventually.
Wait, no, just hold on.
I don't have a gun, though. That's the problem. I just take the bullets and poke them into the holes. Like, eh.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. because the killer is...
I mean, much of a challenge for the killer because they are the ultimate baseball
Got it!
star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer!
Who needs bullets or who needs a gun? Because if I don't have the bullets, I have nothing to flick with my fingers.
These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Yeah, I have the gun. What do I do? Just use it as a hammer? Be like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean 3? You know, still use them to bludgeon people with?
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon, but all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes! Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. I have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. So if you take aim at a missing section and press A, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Good luck and have fun. GLHF. Oh, for oh, God. Okay. How do I... Oh! Because, like, she doesn't grasp, you go, like... You start from up here, and you make your way down. It's like you're supposed to go, like, from the top right, and then down. You know, maybe not that one. Wait, hold up. Hold up. I feel like I'm mistaken here somewhere. Because where is this? Is there fake ones? Okay, comes to the door. Comes in, does all this. It didn't say that. Okay, defend. See, there's Kana. He's being attacked. Grabs it to defend. Attacks, break the wrist. She's out of the bathroom. There. So she goes in the bathroom. She's hiding outside. She's hiding inside. Door's locked. There's a knife. He breaks in. Stabby, stabby. Writes with the letter. Writes with the blood. Oh, for Pete's sake, controller, please. Some lint roller. ball, throw the shirt. Welcome back. We've just about finished putting together this comic.
Here's exactly what happened.
We'll see if I'm right.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open.
You know, honestly, they say that you have to, like, lift the door a bit to open it. What if she had just, like, held it down?
What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it.
You know, instead of just standing behind it, like, while they go and get the screwdriver, just, like, hold it, like, turn to face the door and hold it down?
Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message.
I don't know. I mean, like, you can assume that he's stronger. He has to lift, which he can only really do with his arms. She has to hold down, which she can put her entire weight on. Or at least the weight of her upper body.
To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area.
Even in a panic, if I'm hiding from someone, my first thought is defend the only way in. You know, like, panicking corner, it's like, block the only way in.
They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Look at the eye on just like the background. It's like the evil white eye with shaded hair.
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it.
Hey, honestly, it's like, oh, 14 people. No, not 14. We're down. We started with 15. We're down to 13. 12 people think you did it. One person's ignoring the evidence. Who do you think's gonna win?
Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Bullet time battle's about to begin. Yes. No, not a rhythm game. Kant simply doesn't want to hear what you have to say. This happens, you'll engage them in a head-to-head bullet time battle. Like to refer to this as bullet time battle, either the BTB or BTW. To destroy your opponent's statements in line with the rhythm. Button presses with the tempo marker as they move across the screen to reach center. It's the A button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Press the Y button to destroy the statement you've locked onto with the Y button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull off, you'll be the one in pain. I'm already in pain! If you do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going, you'll initiate a tempo up. Flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. Tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. For all that I have gotten perfects on a couple of Datsune Miku songs, because I do own those games and may yet decide to play them, I'm not confident in my ability to do rhythm games. Do enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. When you can press the Y button, shoot with a truth bullet like any other statement. If you hit the statement fast enough, you'll come out victorious. Just like I said before, if your villain's gauge reaches 0, you run out of time, you fail. Good luck, have fun.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
Oh, they're onto the screws.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
Show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Oh boy!
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Yeah, of course.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed.
I mean, have you ever seen some of the the trial shows? It's like just stand up and insult the entire jury.
I wonder what
That'll
kind of
work
tool
every
the killer
time.
used to remove them.
Some of the criminal Law and Order, CSI, whatever. Do they ever show like cases in CSI?
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Like the trials.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Man, you still going on about that?
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
Man, this is like some Junji Itoi crap here. Shit.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Stare at the face. Do I get points off for letting it go to the... I mean, hold on, I want to look at that. Missteps. Missteps 40, perfect. Technique 100. Where did I mess up? Technique fit 10, 50. What happened here? $13. Where were these and what did I mess up? Because it's all in technique, and I can understand, like, this. I can understand that. Money.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I assume the voting is just like they've already done. I'm just wondering what did I do wrong in those other spots? Looks like you got it right on the money. Like in this case, the one who killed Sayaka is none other than Leon Kuwata. Well, so it was in like the non-stop debates. I never fought. Well, no, I did fire once when the bullet didn't hit. So it's like I was wondering, is it taking points off for me, like taking my time to enjoy the dialogue? But some of those where I did that, it didn't do it.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It's kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
Expect me to just accept my death? Yeah, I do. Because, like, you're the one who chose to break through the damn door. Things become clear. The decision we made was right after all. When I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with is really the truth, then that truth is Sayaka was trying to frame me. But, even if that's true, can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. So now we're trapped here. No way out. Probably waiting for me.
Why? Why?
Can't afford to be stuck in here. One thing that was more important to her than anything else. Her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. That's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's it. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand. Really I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
Really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done. You need to let it go for now. Damn it. Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
I saw him say barely, and I had a horrifying thought of him crossed with Teddy from Persona 4, making all the bear puns. Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
Didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
Just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense?
Hmm.
When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After you set herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room, then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
That's not. Stop it. Had enough of this.
Oh.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? Can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him.
Huh?
That's why. If it weren't for you, this never would have happened, Sayaka, or Leon. I was about to say Sayakon. I think I might have. We shouldn't be fighting each other. Should be fighting against the one who put us into the situation. The mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well, anyway, more importantly,
thrills, chills, kills!
let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment.
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey, come on now!
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No!
Oh dear. Is it punishment to make everyone watch? Oh god, it's hitting everywhere. It's like, it's even hitting like in between the legs. Ow! He's gotta be like unconscious by this point. It's going so fast. Like, you get hit that fast by that many baseballs. Especially when you're hitting, like, the groin, too. You are unconscious from pain. You're not awake during all that. I just noticed, like, I noticed the positioning of Hifumi and Celeste and it, like, just how perfectly lined up those two are amuses me. You see what I'm seeing, right? That is, like, perfectly lined up, correct? What we saw. That was the true face of despair. Someone do me a favor and clip, like, just that so I can get to it quickly later. Like, I don't care how much more, like, other of it you clip. I just want, like, I want a clip, like, of, like, 2 seconds with just that hair so I can get to it, please. We can't call it that. What else could we call it?
Extreme!
Ooh, extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. Thank you. What's going on?
I can't take it.
Can't take this anymore. We really have to keep doing this? Just can't take it.
Well?
Well, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. That's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Hey, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us? Okay, now, I'm going to be honest. If they were like, okay, here's a computer, and we have downloaded, like, every anime and every manga and everything, and, like, all that stuff, and it's like, here's all the food. I'd be like, okay, I'll live here. I'm not, I won't be violent. I'm just gonna stay in my room with, this computer and just watch all this anime and never leave. Well, I suppose I'd have to leave for food. But I would never have to leave otherwise. It's like, go the freaking shut-in route.
What the heck?
Evil? Make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, an awful, dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
Piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. Really must hate me to get so angry, huh? Well, if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free from your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free from the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? I'm sure once you learn the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change. We're not actually trapped, are we? We'll think, boy, isn't it wonderful how we get to live here all together forever. Blech.
What does this mean?
You know, what's the gender balance? What was the gender balance between all of this? I mean, I know there was an uneven number, so it was obviously off, but what was the gender balance? Was this, like, group specifically chosen, like, to be balanced, mostly? What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blacken's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. Need to save some of the fun for later. Like, I don't feel like going to count right now. Man, they almost have it again, but you can see part of Celeste's face there. So yeah, it's gone. Left's there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move on. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. Mine's gonna be soon. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Goto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? Surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
Told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. Wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, right? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you could never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? Can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. She didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Maybe she wanted to get back at the person who killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone, or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? That's... I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How can I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. Carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgiving them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations of you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How'd you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well. I'm psychic.
What?
Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Man, don't you be, like, absorbing people in their death. I mean, technically you have that psychic intuition bull in her voice. Don't you be absorbing the dead people. To be continued. Gun item, Despair Bat. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. Because the first stream, with the prologue and up to the investigation, that was about 5 hours. Chapter 2, like the whole, and you know, this is 2 hours 45 minutes to get through the investigation and trial. Chapter 2, you know, the free time, whatever free time we have, the whatever events that take place, the investigation and the trial, those should take about 5 hours or so. Yes, 5 or 6, maybe even 4. I suppose it depends on how long the trial goes. Because I'm gonna put the investigation at probably taking about an hour, and the trial is taking probably an hour and a half. I mean, like, the first stream was like 5 hours. But I had to take a break for an hour for the Proton Splat League match that I had agreed to do. So I'm thinking stop here, just as it gets into Chapter 2 and, you know, having nothing happen. There's no dialogue. And then do Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter, you know, every stream. Doing a chapter stream. It would mean the stream is a little shorter, but it also would mean I'm not cutting in the middle of the chapter because I don't know that I have the time to get through all of Chapter 2, the investigation, the trial, everything. It's like if the trial had gone faster and and been like, you know, 47 minutes shorter, I'd be like, maybe we can do this. It's like, this is blind. I've never played this before. I know the barest of hints. But I'm trying to, like, judge this to be workout time-wise. I was not happy, really, to interrupt the investigation, like, at the investigation with the first one, but I couldn't do anything about that because I did have to stop then. It's like, you've said you played it a bit, Rose. What do you think my estimate of, like, 5 hours or so for a chapter would be fair? 6 at most? For the events that take place, the story events, the free time events, the investigation, and the trial. And post-trial to you save. As we have this nice, creepy ambiance. Okay. Yeah. I don't want this to be an 8-hour stream. Thank you. So I will, as soon as I figure out how to turn my keyboard back on so I can actually get to this. We're gonna cut it here. Just short of 3 hours. We'll pick up next Thursday, unless I get food poisoning again, with Chapter 2. You know, do Chapter 2, 3, 4. Tomorrow is Persona 5 Royal. And after Persona 5 Royal, we'll probably start doing Persona 4 Golden. That's it for me for tonight. I hope everyone has a good night, enjoys themselves. Don't go invite people to your room and then try and stab them. It's probably not a good thing to do. Ow. Good night.